Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Don't forget, if you like the video, click on like and subscribe and talk about it on chat lines, wherever it is your social media activities, and help us to grow and help more people. I'll talk to you soon. Tanishk Kapoor says, hello sir, I get negative thoughts very much, and these thoughts are very useless, like feeling someone around me and other illogical thoughts. Yeah, well, this is what brain does. You know, the problem is that most of us have been programmed since childhood to think of the brain as intellect. So whatever it conjures up, we think it has merits and credibility. But when you took that designation of credibility and source of intellect away from the brain and let it be known what it really is, it's an organ, not the intellect center, not a credibility guru, then you will not pay attention to its conjuring up whatever it conjures up as if it's a fact, and therefore you will not be affected by what you know is coming from a place not a credible source. The problem is that you all think your brain is a deity or connected to facts and truth of life. No, it's an organ like your intestine is. Honestly, your intestine is in charge of taking food and turning it into energy and the rest of it into feces, and you got to go to the bathroom and get it out of you. Now the brain has a mandate too. It makes thoughts. And the thoughts that it makes are totally irrelevant to what you will use the brain to make thoughts, which is for your advancement and something that you want to accomplish or learn. But the brain uses its own apparatus and makes thought because that's its job, to make thoughts. And instead of you understanding that your role is to be the judge of the productions of the brain and not the follower and the believer of the production of the brain, then that's what messes you up. You have relinquished your understanding of your status in this entity. Your status in this entity, your status, is the judge of what the other apparatuses are doing. Are they meeting up with qualities that you expect them to meet up with, and your values, or not? And you're supposed to judge them. But instead, when it comes to brain, you actually think you're supposed to follow the brain. No. Brain is the most stupid part of you because it makes things on its own. Everything else in your body has a mandate and sticks with it. And when it deviates from it, it's very clear to you, whether through scientific or medical means, or whether the fact that you know this is abnormal to what that particular apparatus or organ is designed to function, and you can tell it. Like when you have a diarrhea, and you say, well, that's not normal. You don't question that, oh, maybe diarrhea is what I've always had to, produce. Oh, I doubt myself that this is actually how it should have been. I never knew that I am diarrhea. No, you don't do that. You say, well, this is abnormal. This is not me. It's very clear. And you take steps to understand it, what caused it, and then try to fix it. You're very clear on that. When it comes to brain, and it starts conjuring up intrusive thoughts and things that are not in line with your values, you start thinking that things that are not in line with your values may be actually your values, and not your values that always have been is actually your values. But what the fuck you're doing with yourself? Why? Why would you actually think your brain is your leader? You are the brain's leader. You are the judge. That's how you should actually see your brain. When it malfunctions and when it conjures up intrusive thoughts, all you have to see is that, oh, it's not in line with my values. Therefore, these are not thoughts that I would value because they are not in line with my values. Therefore, I ignore them. Because I know the job of the brain is constantly making thoughts. I'm not going to constantly interpret them and then listen to them or think that they have any merits. I ignore them because they don't meet up with my standards and expectations and values. That's the end of it. You see? You have given credibility to something that does not have that credibility that you think it does. Therefore, you blindly follow what it says, then you be affected by it because you're believing something with no fucking evidence whatsoever of any kind, any history, any of past, any meeting your choices and your values, but somehow you think, oh, because it said so. It's like saying, I believe in that person that says whatever he says. Why? That person says whatever it suits him or her. Why should you actually have any, belief in what they say? You got to see if what they say is in line with your values or not. And the same thing with the brain. But you don't do that. Therefore, you're always in trouble with not understanding what intrusive thought is and so on. Intrusive thoughts is no different than you farting or going to the bathroom, get rid of your feces. That's how you should treat them. Let them be and let them get out of your system. So let them be produced, but ignore them. Just like you do, you don't question, oh, I've got a tummy ache. It must mean something. It must be something valuable. No, you go to the bathroom and you're sure of it and you let it out. And then it's, So the thought's the same. Shows up, they're not meeting your values, says, let them go and let them be. I don't have to interpret them. I don't have to be mingled into them. And then you understand clearly that these are nonsense as far as your values are concerned. And you live by your vetoes and choices. And then you say, vetoes and choices is where my power, and that's how I roll, not by the suggestions and thoughts, images of the brain's production, because you're the master, not the brain. All right.